Alright, in part 3 of this Playfield teardown, I have gotten all the plastics and all that off the top, unscrewed everything, and we had a whole bucket full of things in here. And one of the things I do like to make sure I do is I like to take all the rubbers off before I clean them, just because that way if there's any of the residue gets inside, it'll clean them up good. I've got no problem washing the rubbers too, but I like to be able to get the whole thing run through an ultrasonic. And I'll do the plastics with, usually I use Windex and water. That works out well. My thumbs are just the right abrasiveness to clean off the nicotine and cigarette smoke after all these years. But you know, one of the other things I like to do is kind of look at the lane guides, and as I'm taking them off, I look for things like this. If it'll focus, there we go. You see that little bitty crack? What I'll do is I'll come back and I'll put some super glue across that on the back side to help reinforce that. Or I may decide to change them all if they're all, if they look really bad. This one, the red one here, will need a little bit as well. And so we'll see how that goes. I also like to take a quick look at the lights. Like I see this one's nice and bright. This one here, if I touch it, all right, that's probably just a little corrosion, a little bit of dirt in there. I've got a few more that are out. One of the things I will do is go through, usually about the time that I clean everything up, I'll go through and do a full light test. And to do that, I like to have my specialty tool, folks. This is an ink pen, but which it probably doesn't look familiar to you because a lot of them have the little rubber sleeve that you can write on. Makes it look nice and easy. Well, if you slide that down and tape it, it is absolutely perfect for grabbing on, twisting, and pulling out. And I can go through a whole playfield of these in no time, and it also helps. Like I want to test that one, so I know the other bulb is good. So hold on a minute. Hold on. All right, so I can put it in there, pop it in, twist it. Okay, I may now switch the bulb, or I may have. So I may have a problem with that socket. And let me do it this way. Just, yep. So I probably have a problem with that socket that I'll have to check out. Because I like to do the lamp test before I start going back on with all the plastics. But, it's always nice to have your specialty tools around. Picked up this recently where it is a kind of a spring adjustment where you can pull springs off of things or you can push them on. I picked that up, haven't had to use it yet, but I am kind of looking forward to it. And I've got my typical leaf blade switches. I picked up one of these. I have another, but it's hard to find sometimes. So I started keeping all my stuff in this little bag, and we'll see how that works. But this is a socket cleaner. You see the little flashy, it's a little bit of abrasiveness. You can kind of go in there and kind of run it around. I know a lot of people in the groups will use I think it's a 443 Dremel. My preferred method is just a Q-tip with some, I'll spray some CLR or drip some CLR on it, and I will clean each and every one of these sockets to get rid of the buildup, whether it's carbon or who knows what that other stuff is, between that aluminum and the brass or copper light bulb base. But I like to clean all that up. Lots of times I will have to reach in there with a screwdriver and kind of squeeze it together a little bit because it's kind of heated up, contracted over time, and the bulbs are loose. You kind of see like that one whenever I touch it. That's it wiggles really easy. More than likely it just needs to be tightened up a little bit. So I'll make adjustments like that. But anyway, so the next step for this is to bring down the ultrasonic cleaner, get all those things cleaned up, hand clean the plastics, and also these guys. I don't put these through the ultrasonic. I've had some that I have done in the past, but I've had bad luck with ultrasonics, especially with the red. They just, I don't know, the red will start fading and leaching out and you wind up with nothing in there or very little in there. So I will Windex those nice and lightly, get them clean without scrubbing inside all these grooves and all. I may use some regular water to get inside and soak a little bit, but I don't want to get rough with these. And I also need to go back to that brochure and see if that's original again. But I do like my trusty jeweler screw. It's a Phillips. You can't really tell here, can you? Yeah. That's what I need to get the screw on top of the pop bumpers off with. I like my socket set. I think that's the 1/4 inch. You won't be able to see it there. Let's see. Yep, that's a 1/4 inch. And that's for all of the post bolts. I think the 5/16 is what does the tops. Super glue we talked about. I like my Roby. That's for getting the little flathead screws off, or Phillips, either one. But just kind of having fun, getting ready to clean this. I'll get the denatured alcohol out, or the camp fuel. I think I have it right here. This is my tool of choice for cleaning. Now, you put a little bit on a rag, on like a little, 1 inch or 2 inch section, and then you start rubbing that across about a 2 inch section. Like I think I used a couple of soaks of the tips to be able to get that little bitty section from like here up to about here and down. Oh, it did go up a little bit more. So you wind up getting that residue caked up on your rag, and it doesn't do you any good. You're just smearing that ugly wax, old wax and stuff around. So you gotta move over about, a bit on the rag, soak it up and try again. So it is a lengthy process. It's much lengthier than this video. I'll tell you that for sure. All right, folks. Bye-bye for now.